What the... Oh god, what the hell was that? How the hell did I get here? What the... Hello, I'm Alexthehunted. Okay, so last year DC decided that they were going to relaunch the entire DC universe, all of it starting basically from scratch. And for the most part, it was a pretty good start. I mean, the outstanding comics were Swamp Thing and Animal Man. Then we have the comic that had so many fans up in arms when it came out. That comic was Hood and The Outlaws #1. Let's dig in, shall we? For those of you who don't know, Red Hood is Jason Todd, the second Robin after Dick Grayson became Nightwing. He was a street orphan found by Batman after trying to steal the wheels from the Batmobile. He was adopted by Bruce Wayne and after a while became Robin. He was then killed by the Joker and was resurrected by Ra's al Ghul, and became Red Hood, an anti-hero out to prove that he is better than Batman because he is able to do the one thing Batman can't, and that is kill. He is also there to torment Batman about his greatest failure. Now that you know, let's start, shall we? Our cover is kind of basic. It shows the team fighting guns and crowbars, with no real background. It's not bad, but it's not something that'll stand out in a comic store. Although, I do have problems. The writer Scott Lobdell said that Red Hood's story was going to be separate from Batman, with little to no mention of Batman at all. So if that's the case, then why is the Batman logo on the title and on the chest of Red Hood? Our comic starts with a man being escorted by 2 guards. His name is Roy Harper. He's an idiot. A nice guy, but an idiot. Ah yes, Roy Harper, also known as Red Arrow, Speedy and Arsenal. And looking back, this guy really needed a reboot, because before the reboot, this happened to him. He had his arm cut off. His young daughter was killed. He became a drug addict again. As a result, he saw his daughter's spirit and she told him to burn things. So yeah, he really needed a relaunch. But anyway, Roy was captured after he was helping people to overthrow a dictator. But they ended up turning on him. He's being led out so he can be executed. But on the way, he is read his last rites by a pretty large priest, but it turns out inside the Bible is his bow. Which I have to question. You can plainly see that they are surrounded by guards on the higher level, and not one of them saw this? What were they all just looking somewhere else when this happened? But anyway, it turns out that the priest was Red Hood in a fat guy suit. Yeah, it turns out Red Hood got his idea to rescue Speedy by watching Big Mom's house. His name is Jason Todd. A lot of people say he's crazy. Like the entry staff to Arkham Asylum. Whoa. I love how Arkham Asylum is in big bold lettering, like it's some kind of shock. But I guess this is for new readers so they know that Jason has a bit of a past. But later on in this comic we'll find out that it wasn't the backstory of these characters for why people bought this comic. So Red Hood and Speedy escape and they head off in a jeep. I wonder if it's too late to get back in my cell? You're more than welcome to stay. I mean, have you seen your room bill? I'm not splitting that. Tanks! Don't mention it. Boo! No, I mean real tanks. 3 of them, straight ahead.
I've been waiting 25 years for this moment. I'm sorry, sir. I must have taken over that.
I hope you have at least one good backup. 38 of them. I don't get it. Who do we know who carries a pair of 38s? Ha ha ha, a boob joke really, Scott? How old are you? And this is where we get a full page reveal of Starfire. And my god, somehow they've made Starfire's outfit even more revealing. It's like they didn't even try. They thought all Starfire fans want to see is her half naked. Is she with you? With us? Yeah. But yeah, she's been with me. Oh come on, can we not have one line of dialogue that isn't a sex joke about Starfire? Oh, and in a later issue, which was a prequel comic, it turns out that Jason never had sex with Starfire. So in other words, Jason saying I've been with her is pretty much bullshitting. She didn't even say hi. She's got a lot on her mind. Yeah, it turns out in this new universe, Starfire has amnesia. Hold on to that for 1 minute. Our next page takes place 3 weeks later and... You know, every time I see Starfire in this comic, I keep on thinking Scott Lobdell as a dirty old man. But get this, in the original draft for this comic, Starfire's bikini was see-through. But you know, I don't really have a problem with this. Why? Because DC and Marvel do this with their female superheroes all the time. It's come to the point that it's now a cliché. So yeah, I was fully expecting this in the comic. Also, it seems that Starfire has a young kid taking photos of her. I mean, really, look at this kid. This kid looks far too young to be interested in this sort of thing. He looks about 10. And when I was 10, I was watching Starfire on Teen Titans, where she was not used as eye candy. So Red Hood explains why Starfire is with him, even though he's tried to kill Nightwing more than once. Turns out Tamaranians don't see humans much more for sight and smell. And they have a terrible short attention span about all things Earth. Seriously, when you get the chance, ask her about the gang she used to hang out with. Nothing. Wrong! Bullshit, I'm sorry, but Jason has just described everything that a Tamaranian is not. So anyway, Jason goes off to talk with a new DCU character called Essence, a psychic who only Jason can see. She tells him about several murders where the victims have had their organs removed. However, the organs were removed years before they died, which means a group called the United are involved. Who are the United? No idea. We cut back to Roy and Starfire. You don't remember anyone called Dick? No. Garfield? Dustin? Vic? I can't recall. Lilith? Gar? You're boring me. Yep, Starfire doesn't remember the people who she had, oh I don't know, 30 years of stories with, and her relationship with Nightwing, which, to me, is one of the best DC ever did. Oh, and in the old universe, Starfire loved Nightwing so much that they were gonna get married. And even after they broke up, it was pointed out time and again that she still loves him. Ugh, Jason's over there talking to himself. And we're here. Do you want to have sex with me? I'm gonna need a minute. Ah! Well done, Scott Lobdell. You have successfully, in one comic, destroyed an entire character and 30 years of story development. Oh, and you want to know why Starfire wants to have sex with everyone now? Because Scott Lobdell wants to write Starfire, and I am quoting here, as an independent woman. Bullshit! This is not an independent woman. This is a male fantasy of an independent woman. Scott, you have turned one of the most loving, kind, and most likeable characters in the entire DC universe into a bimbo. Well fucking done. But it's okay, I'm sure Roy, in the old universe, was friends with Starfire and Nightwing for years and even helped them out in their relationship, is gonna treat Starfire with respect and dignity and say no. Well, that's a part of my childhood dead. Well, Jason accepts the job that Essence gave him and she disappears. And Jason goes back to their cabin. Meanwhile, a guy is surfing the internet and he sees the kids' pictures of Starfire. A Tamaranian? On Earth? At last. I'm gonna see if I can have sex with her too. Still hurts. Also, check out this kid's username. Boy1211. I bring this up because it feels like a reference to something, but I don't know what. So Jason goes to the castle in the Himalayas where he holds the dead body of, I guess, his old sensei. I'm sorry I wasn't here for you, doucherap. I'm sorry you sent me away. I'm sorry I let you. I'm sorry I never replied to any of your Facebook updates. I'm sorry I took the last Coke. I'm sorry I used your credit card to buy that porno. And so our comic ends with all the dead monks coming back to life, so they're basically zombies. Uh-oh, how's Red Hood gonna get out of this? Is he gonna use clever tactics to escape, or is he just gonna shoot them? Will Starfire continue to have a character butchered? Will Alexthehunted find out that his old computer's out to kill him? Wait, what? Will Scottish Warrior be cured from being dead? Will viewers of this video say I'm just ripping off Family Guy and not get the reference? All this and more will not be answered because I'm not doing another one of these comics. I really can't think of anything else to describe this comic, so I'll just say it. This comic sucks! If this comic was about Red Hood and two brand new DC characters, then this would have been better and a passable start to the series. But it's not. And that's the worst thing about it. It feels like Scott Lobdell just quickly looked at Starfire's and Speedy's Wikipedia page and said, hey, screw 40 years of character stories and development. All the readers want to see is these two characters having sex. But the worst thing is what Starfire's changes have made her into. In the old DC universe, she was a kind, loving alien who was scarred from her past of being enslaved by a brutal alien race, and escaped to Earth where she befriended the Teen Titans, who she basically loved as the family she never had. She was the member who always helped the other Titans with their emotional problems. Now she just comes off as heartless, emotionless and stupid. And someone who's just looking to do anyone and everyone. And now she just comes off as a dumb bimbo. The only good thing about this comic is the artwork. It is full of colours and makes the action scenes look more fleshed out. But it's not perfect, and it's again because of Starfire. In some panels her spine seems to be like Stretch Armstrong's, and her breasts just seem to change size from being normal size to being larger than her head. And Scott Lobdell has obviously seen what he's done wrong and is slowly fixing the mess he has made. And the series is starting to get good. But for now, stay away from this first issue. I'm Alexthehunted, and I'm going to watch all episodes of the Teen Titans to basically get rid of this from my memory. Hell is going on? God, that was bad.